Hey everybody, Average Picker here. So yeah, you only get, there's a lot of glare, isn't there? So yeah, you only get one chance to do something the first time, right? So that's what this is. In the clamp here, we've got an EVVA DPI. And this is my first time. I've never tried to pick this lock before. We're going to give it an attempt. I don't think we're going to get through it. And with that, let me tell you a couple things. I don't know anything about this lock. I have not looked anything up. I am sure there is a plethora of information. I'm sure other people have picked it. I've not looked at any of that yet. But I figured let's do a quick little film here, give this a go, play around with it a minute, and then I'm going to go look up some information on it probably. So I'll show you the key. So there's our key, and you can see it's got these little grooves, which I'm guessing probably work a sidebar or some kind of sliders or something. The grooves are not in the other side of the key. I have seen these before, and when I've seen them before, it wasn't that many, and I forget which lock it was on, but it allowed for driver pins to actually drop down further, I guess, than what kind of the key bitting is, but I don't think that's the case just because of how and where these are cut. They're kind of cut below the line of where the drivers would be able to reach. Like they'd still have to be able to reach around that one piece, and they just can't do that. So I'm guessing it's some kind of locking sidebar pushy mechanism thing in there. I did stick a pick in there a little bit earlier with it out being tensioned and kind of felt around at the bottom, and it could feel something that felt springy. So I'm guessing there is something in there. So yeah, see, it's kind of a nasty keyway. But yeah, I figure we're not going to get this open. At least I'm not. But we'll give it an attempt. We'll start with an inappropriately sized pick. This is my worn out Attila, because it's the one I always start with. I'm going to try to figure out how to get the camera around me better. Might be more interesting for y'all if you can actually see more of the lock. Did that actually? I am going to do a lot of rambling probably in this video and say some things just thinking out loud. Do not take anything I have to say about this lock as being about this lock, because like I said, I don't know anything about it. So anything I say is not backed up with anything. It's just me rambling and making some guesses. This is not a video to learn about the EVVA DPI. Okay, got a little bit of a false set, which is weird because I think I've only picked at the first 3 pins. I wonder if that's a sign I should go ahead and move to that sidebar. We are picking clockwise, by the way. Yeah, there it goes. It dropped back down. Yeah, 1 or 2 keeps giving me this kind of false set. The one that was in the way is not. It does feel like it's got a little bit of counter rotation on it. We're going to go past it. It's kind of a deep false for how quickly it showed up. Let me turn and show you guys where we're at. I mean, it's hard to see it, I guess, because of I've got the tensioner run off at an angle there. It's kind of a different picking on a lock you don't know anything about, I guess. You know, this sport is very much built on just a whole thing of knowledge behind us, you know, like we can just really readily get out and look up information on the locks. And that's an awesome thing, I think. I mean, that is great. But it is interesting. You get back in and start thinking about, you know, at some point when this lock came out, I don't know anything about its history. You know, this was like a whole new thing. And somebody had to figure all this out. And thankfully, that information eventually all got shared. I don't know. I have heard of an EVVA DPS. I do not know how the DPI differs from DPS. I just know the key I've got says DPI, and the listed I had ordered this from called it a DPI. God, that's such a false. Feels like it is. I don't feel like I've picked all the pins, and that false came on so early. Let's see if I can feel anything down here. I don't know, like, so mine has what? My key has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those little divot cuts. I'm assuming that can vary across the different locks. I don't think, I don't see why it couldn't vary. I don't think that's like a standard, like all of these DPIs have that. So that suggests that some type of bitting, if that's the case. You know, like we know, like every Everest or whatever, it's got that same check pin. But I mean, that looks more like a like kind of a dimple bitting. You could vary, though they are all the same depths. At least they seem to be. Yeah, it looks pretty uniform. So maybe that is something standard. Like I said, this video is not going to teach you anything about this lock. And we're only going to run this thing for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Our false set is not creeping too much more false. Even when it kind of counter rotates out of it and we get some motion, it seems to more or less be falling back almost into the same spot. I'm having trouble in that back pin there. It's hard to tell if I'm really on it. That warding is pretty nasty and this pick is not. I'm trying to feel. Got too much. I'm definitely getting rocking on the core. And I don't think it's just because when I'm leveraging, I'm pushing kind of back against this side of the lock. I'm sure that's some of it, but the movement does feel like something more internal. It doesn't seem like it lifts. You know what I wonder? I wonder if, like the Everest, because with the Everest, what I do is I have this little tiny bit of metal, this little L-shaped guy here, and I just slide that in and turn it, and that just cocks the check key or the check pin into position. And I'm wondering if I make a tensioner. Of course, if you were straight picking, you wouldn't have the benefit of seeing that, I guess. I don't know, and like I said, I don't know if that varies, so it might only be for this one lock. But I wonder if I made a tensioner, bottom of keyway tensioner that had that in there, if that would just do whatever that is doing to the side of the lock. If there would be somehow to just hit those and just pick it as a straight 6 or whatever. I mean, it feels a little like cheating. Kind of feels like you're making partly a key. Plus, that would be hard, I guess, to do a tensioner because it would have I don't know what I'm thinking. Because the tensioner would have to be, I guess I don't know. Don't listen to me. I just noticed how long we hit the 12 mark. Whatever I'm feeling, it feels like it's got movement to it, but not at the same time. I seem to have a little bit better luck pushing downish. I'd set this pick aside in case a little bit thinner. Let's see if we can get in here and feel anything. I mean, I'm assuming it's some kind of sidebar and it's going to want to pick last. Like many sidebars do. Well, that is definite counter rotation there. So maybe I don't have that last pin picked. I'm not going to run this video over 15 minutes. How about that? Oh, okay, something felt pretty good there. If I just rake along with, oh, that was something. Something definitely gave in there. But yeah. Do we recock it? Watch, if nothing drops, I'm gonna fucking kick myself. It was pretty solid sound of things dropping in place, and it sounded like more than one. So yeah, there we go. There is a first attempt at an EVVA DPI. I'd never even heard of this lock until very recently. So, all right, everybody. Yeah, I know we didn't get it open. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway. Have a good one.